Good morning. Let's go see outside. First of all, thank you all for hanging in there with me while I have processed through so much of this relationship angst and turmoil that I was clearly in for quite some time. I do feel like the fog is finally lifting. I gotta believe I'm over a hump relative to trusting that it cannot be right now. The rest doesn't even matter. With that acceptance, I woke up this morning feeling so strongly about my podcast called Sabbatical or Suicide. And I know that's a very heavy name. And I distinctly remember when I named that podcast, my oldest brother, Jim, had just died suddenly at the age of 44. You're wondering what he died of. He died of despair, a death of despair. That's what he died of. I had just left my marriage, didn't have a clue. I was fat, miserable, depressed as hell, hated my life, literally wanted to die. I climbed up to the top of this cliff. It was just the most incredible thing, y'all. I was standing at the edge of this cliff and I was thinking I could totally just stumble off this cliff and boost this, some kind of big, beautiful bird. It just soared in front of me. And I really feel like Jim was with me and he said to me, "What use are you gonna be dead, sis? Why don't you share your story? Why don't you show people what can happen when you do something different? When you tell the truth, when you leave a miserable relationship, when you own your life, why don't you go tell that story?" And I was standing there at this cliff thinking, do I have the courage? Do I have the strength? Do I have the resources? Do I have the skill? How am I gonna? But I thought, well, I mean, I guess if it's between killing myself or going on a sabbatical, we should probably choose the sabbatical first, right? Might as well go blow some bucks and have an experience before we off ourselves. I'm just being honest. I am not trying to make light of suicide or depression or any of this stuff. It is just my story and it is just my experience. And I know that a lot of you share it or have shared it at different points in your life, or you will find yourself in this spot. Sabbatical or suicide dropped in right there on that cliff. And I thought, oh, that's an edgy name for a podcast. I'm not sure many people are gonna click play on this. It might scare people. And then I decided I don't care about that. It's not for that. Because when I wanted to die, guess what I was Googling? Suicide. God, I just wanted to find somebody who told my story, you know? I wanted to find the story of a woman who, against everything that cultural norms tell her is the right thing to do, she does something different. I wanted to tell that story. What happens to the fat, miserable, depressed wife and mom of a decade or 15 years, just eating shit every day of her life because it's not the life she wants. She's not happy. Her marriage is miserable. She's not getting anything that she needs. And she doesn't even know who she is anymore. She used to be happy, and she used to be fun, and she used to be exciting, and she used to light up. And now she walks around and brings a dark cloud with her everywhere she goes. What happens when that chick says, y'all, my life is worth more than any of your comfort levels. I'm gone. And what if she grabbed a couple microphones? And what if she got on an airplane and crossed the ocean? And what if she had an adventure for the first time in her adult life, truly by herself, alone, completely in the world without knowing a soul? What would she do? What would happen? But why I told the story is not for the 6-week drama. Why I told the story is because I wanted to know what happened 5 years later. What would my life be like in 5 years? That's what I wanted to know. And today is 5 years to the day that I got on the plane to come home from Europe and had to face an entirely new reality. That was actually the beginning of the story.